Hey guys, so this weekend we were touring some model homes and we thought it'd be a really good idea to chat with you about some of the pros and cons of buying a model home, especially in today's market. I've got on my pink power suit and I am ready to chat about some real estate.
If you don't already know, my name is Ben, this is Bree, we're husband and wife realtors in the Phoenix area. Let's just get right into it. Alright, number one.
So,
Hold on, bro.
oh.
Mimosa before you get going.
So number one, there is a lot less competition.
And especially in today's market, buyers have a lot of competition when it comes to putting an offer in on a house, especially a resale. Because inventory is so low, it's really a seller's market out there and competition is very high. So with a new build, you get the ability to go reserve your spot and you don't really have any competition over, you're not fighting over that lot and that build with another buyer.
Unless it's a really popular.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, unless the community could be already sold out, but at that point you're still not competing because it's first come, first serve. It's not a competition. Now the cons with a new build is traditionally in a resale, you close in 30 days. You make an offer, you close in 30 days, and you're in your house. In a new build, it can take up to 6 months, 9 months sometimes to go through the whole process of picking the lot, picking the floor plan, going through the design, and then the building process. We've got labor and lumber shortages right now in the Phoenix area, and so that could increase your construction time.
All right, next up, another pro, they are customizable. So you can choose your finishes. Sometimes you can alter the floor plan to have more space in the master bedroom or to choose a bonus room or a multi-generational house. There's lots of opportunities for you to pick the home that you want, whether it's the finishes, it's the cabinetry, it's the flooring. There are just so many options when you're building your home from the ground up.
Yeah, so you can really make your house feel like the home that you've always wanted. Now the downside with that in a new build is you're going to be paying top dollar, right? You're going to be paying the new build construction prices for those upgrades. And when you go to a new build, you have the base price, and that's pretty much all they tell you right up front. And so you have to really talk with the builder and say, how much is this going to cost me? How much is this going to cost me? And how much is this going to cost me? And then they can work within your budget and tell you what you can and can't get. But it's just something that you need to talk with your lender, the person that's financing your loan, and how much you qualify for, and then the builder and what you can get.
Yeah, and a lot of times you're walking through these model homes and they're beautiful and that's how they sell you.
Mm-hmm.
But you start thinking about all of the finishes that you want, and all of those finishes are upgrades, and all of those models or those floor plans are upgrades. Maybe sometimes, I mean, we've seen that just having 10-foot ceilings versus maybe a 9-foot or an 8-foot ceiling is an upgrade. Choosing a base model that's under your pre-qual is a really good idea, because then you have a little bit of wiggle room and space to choose some of those upgrades.
So yeah, let's say you're pre-approved for something like $400,000 for a home. You probably want to look at homes starting at $300,000, and that way you can go in and you can upgrade as much as you want. You can get whatever you want, and you'll still be under your budget.
So another pro is that these homes are going to be more energy efficient. Because they're brand new, they're going to save you a lot of money on your electric bill at the end of the month.
Yeah, so especially here in Arizona, when we have to have the AC on a good chunk of the year, especially through the summer all year round. And so really you could save a couple $100s on an energy efficient home than you could with a traditional new build, because they're built older and they don't have the technology that we have now.
And speaking of technology, you're going to have a lot of smart home upgrades, which are really awesome and really convenient for you.
It's always easier to have smart home upgrade during the construction process than it is to add it to a resale after the fact. Now, with that being said, you need to make sure that you choose a builder that isn't going to cut corners when it comes to quality. You want to make sure that you're not going to have issues down the road. If you get a new construction, you do have a home warranty with it, and so the builder will repair anything that needs to be repaired. So with new builds, because you need a pretty good amount of land for the construction, a lot of times these new builds area are going to be in less developed areas. This can be a pro because it's going to be in up and coming areas. So a builder is not going to want to invest the money into an area they don't see growth happening, and they don't see the need to have more homes because people are wanting to move in.
This could be a con though, because you're going to be living in a more rural area, and because it is up and coming, because there is a lot of land, it's likely not going to be close or as close to a city center as some of the more developed areas. So far away from downtowns, from bustling nightlife. It's really a matter of preference and choice. If you are okay with trading off maybe a slightly larger lot and a newer home in exchange for being closer to the city, a new build might be a better option for you.
Also, something that I've noticed with new construction is the smaller lot sizes. So with the new construction, with people moving in, with a shortage of houses and inventory, with it being such a hot market, builders are trying to get as many houses as they can on the land that they have. And so what you're going to be sacrificing a lot of times with new builds is a yard. So you're going to have a smaller yard. Now it depends on what build you go with and how much you want to spend and who you choose, but you could have a really big backyard with a resale, because that was, land was in abundance back then when it was built, versus now it's a commodity. And so, but that can be a positive and a negative, because you could have a really perfectly nice, perfect sized backyard that doesn't require a lot of maintenance, but still functional with a new build.
A lot of the new builds that we're seeing too really do a great job at creatively using the space, the negative space of the home, to create little moments, if I guess you could say, courtyards and front patios, and just to give you ample outdoor space without having to have the biggest backyard.
I mean, let's be real. If you're buying a resale, a lot of times it's going to be built at the earliest 2000s, sometimes in the 1990s. And so you're looking at 30 years of building experience and improving on techniques and flow and design that you're going to get with a new build and not with a resale. It comes down to your personal preference, what you want to spend. The question is, do you have the time to wait, and do you want to go through the process of construction, or do you want just to be all done and ready for you, and you don't mind competing for these houses and putting in an offer for a resale and then maybe not getting it? A friend of ours who just recently bought a house, and he decided to go with a new build because he would find a house that he loved, and they would go to put an offer in it, but it would be gone the next day. And so it really comes down to your personal preference, your timeline, and what you're willing to spend.
Alright, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you found this informative, if you found it helpful, give us a little like and subscribe. It helps us know what you guys like, what you don't like, and what content to keep creating. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop them into the comments. If you have really in-depth questions, you can totally schedule a time to chat with us. We're totally available, and it's risk-free. We're not going to try and sell you on anything. We're just trying to help inform people a little bit more about the options that they have and the paths that they can take to homeownership. You can schedule time in the link below. It's just a little Calendly link. See you next time.
I'm not doing a good thing. That's not happening. That's not a thing.
Bye.
Man, this whole outro thing.
Oh, the outros are so hard.